Welcome everybody to Realize the Infinite. Today in this video I'm going to go over how I wasn't fully being a parent or a creator. And this is super important to me because I have two beautiful, wonderful, amazing children who I cherish deeply. And to this day it's something where I still am working on being better and better every day, and I need to continue to do that. It's an inner drive of mine and an inner passion of mine, and it's what I feel is right and what I know to be right. And if you've ever faced similar dilemmas where you don't know, how to be better at being a parent, better at being a father, better at being a creator, because it doesn't have to be isolated to just children. It can be to your pets, it can be to your passion, your projects, whatever is the culmination of something you are trying to take that is you and bring it to full life and full fruition for the world. That is what I think you need to focus on. So, the parent in me, the creator in me, I've spoken about this in some other videos, but ties right into my mortal trinity and my perception of this world, this existence. And it's something where I didn't know what it meant until my children came along, my first child. Neither of my children were planned. My wife and I, it just kind of happened. And I mean, we're not idiots. The stork didn't show up someday and we were just like, what? Free kid, cool. No, we know how it happened, but it's ultimately nothing that we proactively were trying for. And I'll probably get into it more in detail in another video, but it, especially our first daughter, kind of set some of the things in motion for our relationship between my wife and I, and definitely ties into and directly relates with where I'm at today and where her and I are at today. But getting back to the facts of how I wasn't being fully loving, fully engaged, fully present father, is I was always there. I made sure I was there. I never felt that my parents weren't there for me. They always made an effort to be there. But part of me just never felt as engaged, I guess. They supported me from a distance. Like, they wouldn't actively stop me from my passions, and they would even show up to support me. But didn't always feel like they were actively coming up and going, hey, what can we do with you? Can we do this passion with you? Can we go try this sport with you, play catch? Can we help you build computers? Can we go sit and people watch with you and talk to people and just get to know people? All that, it was never a part of their parenting style, and I don't blame them for that. That's just who they are. They were still very loving, very there. They're still with me today, so not saying past tense like they're gone, but my parents were a little bit older than traditional. Like, my dad was 40 when they had me. My mom was in her early 30s. So suffice to say, as I grew up, it wasn't the traditional dad playing catch with me outside, or mom being part of her yoga group or book club. But moving into the type of parent I become is, I've realized recently especially that some of that programming has been passed on to me, and I still am actively engaged with my children in much of the same ways that my parents were with me. Excuse me, they weren't as actively engaged, but I also find that some of the negatives in how they interacted with me also come into play. So, short-tempered sometimes, getting angry for the silliest of things. Example being, my son was playing with some hair gel the other day, and I shouted out, "No!" and scared him. Not trying to scare him, but just instantly it bubbled up inside of me where I just had to yell out, no, don't do that. And yet I stop and I go, whatever, why does that matter? Why did I do that? And it's this pre-programming that I'm fighting, and I have to pause and I have to cognitively prepare myself for. And I wasn't doing that. I was coasting. I was going along. I was making sure that things that were important to me I wasn't doing. Like, I don't walk up and beat my kids or slap them or anything like that, but it's still the simple fact of I was coasting. I was just getting by, and because I saw myself as having a slightly higher standard than what I maybe see with other parents, I felt like I was doing better. I was doing better than okay. And I was, but it's not the best that I can be. And that's just being lazy, not being a fully loving, fully engaged, fully active, fully present father, fully present creator. So a lot of those things are things that I'm still working through, but I'm trying to be more proactive in them and be more aware of them and embrace them more, but also course correct, because I don't want my children to have to go through some of these same fights later in their life of realizing when they're trying to create that they get frustrated. You know, even if they don't choose to have kids, but if they're working on a project and they throw it against the wall and yell mad because I yelled at them just one too many times growing up about something that didn't really matter. So really helping them to have the most positive and most growth-oriented life that I can give to them. I definitely will go into more detail about parenting in another video or another post, but if you guys and gals liked this video and this content, feel free to comment below, subscribe, like, whatever you'd like to do. Reach out to me if you'd like as well. I'd love to continue conversations. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I'd love to get feedback if you have questions, whatever it might be. Really looking forward to getting to know all of you more and more. Really looking forward to hearing the types of things that you might want to hear about. So hit me up. Thanks for tuning in.